What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel and some time ago I got this prototype for a preview for a Kickstarter. It was from Destroy Games. It was called Micro Architects and I still have it. It's a really fun game about city building. It's a rework of their bigger game just in a smaller version, and they changed the theme. You are now no longer putting passengers on the seats, but you are actually building buildings in a city. And a city theme is more dear to me, so I decided to check it out, to film the review for them, and they were so gracious to send me a copy. And right now I have the game itself. So they delivered on a Kickstarter. I have one with me, so let's check it out how it changed from this one. I mean, you can see that they managed to put everything in here, however strange it sounds, but there's like so much in here for such a small box. And yeah, let's check it out. So what you get in here, of course, rulebook that explains you how the game plays. Now some stuff is not explained. I have to contact them to ask them, but some of the stuff I can't remember right now what we had problem with, but yeah, some iconography on the main board, so I just have to check with them what's with it, why it's not in the rulebook, because we couldn't find it. I guess it's somewhere, but we just couldn't find it. So you get a bunch of these little workers, little ships. Now these workers, they are for the little expansion add-on from this game. So I'm gonna mention it a little bit later. In this bag you get a bunch of buildings, and this is the main part of the game. You will be building these buildings in your city, and I'm going to show you in a second how that is done. There's also a whole bunch of different cards. So you have the first player card, and you have cards. So these cards are your scoring at the end of each round. There's 3 rounds in this game. You are going to score points from these cards. There's also like these requirements cards. So each of the 3 rounds you will be able to score. Everybody will be able to score. So these you take and they are reserved only for you, and these they can be scored by anybody at the end of each of the 3 rounds. There's also Automa. If you want to play solo, you can use this thing over here, these cards, which I haven't played solo yet, so I don't know much about them. And then there's this event deck. This is an optional thing you can add into your game. So you just flip it and some event happens, it does something, and you do what it does and continue with the play. So the game plays. So we have these tiles. I'm going to explain them in a second. But this is the main thing of the game. Let's move these cards aside so I can show you what this game is all about. So yeah, we have this main board. Over here you will have some of these buildings. This will be like a pool of the buildings that you can take from. This explains you how many houses it will be available to take each turn from each of the 3 turns of the game. And of course it explains you what you get in a cleanup phase, what the ships do when you get them, and these are all the actions. And this one is the one that we don't know what it does. I have to get in touch with them and ask them what it does. But basically you get one of these boards for yourself, and this is like a small module that you can play with or without, however you want to do it. My suggestion is to automatically include everything, because those little expansions are really fun to use. They don't bog the game or anything like that. They just expand on it. They don't give any extra like gameplay time. They just give you different things to aim for to get some points, and they're really fun to use. So yeah, you will have this, and you will put this aside over here. So there will be lines of the buildings, and once you take a building, one of them, not from the bag but from the line, you can choose whichever you want. You will put them somewhere in your city, and depending where you put them, when you want to put them, it depends on these goals. For example, let's say, for example, this one says that, let me just see like this. For example, you have to have like buildings in this arrangement, or maybe you can mirror, or not maybe, you can optionally mirror them. So you can have like red, red, blue, blue, but you can't have like red and red against it, then blue and blue here. That does not convey this, so it will not score you points that way. So you will put your building over here, and that's that. when everybody put one building, it's your turn again. You will take another building from the row. Let's say, for example, it's maybe a yellow one, and you will put it over here because you want to score that card or something like that. If you by any chance get your hands on the black one, the black one is like a unique special building, and wherever you put it depends on one of these tiles, because you know each round how many of these will be available to pick up, and that's how many available of these tiles will be. These tiles will be set somewhere on the side, and once you put the building, you will look for the tile you want to take and you will put it next to that building. Now the thing is, it tells you over here, for example, if you take this one, it says that it needs to be in a gray area next to a sea, because these two spaces are next to a sea and these two spaces are next to a mountain. There's like a mountain over here. And for example, if you take this one and put it over here, it's in a gray area, it's by the sea, so it will give you 1 point. And if you have blue or yellow buildings in this area, it will give you 1 extra point. So you can get up to 4 points that way, which is really awesome. And there's all kinds of different combinations of these, so you just keep them over here so you know which one you are, so you know which one is scoring for which. And some of the buildings, if you're playing with this expansion, will also have these little guys. So for example, if I took the yellow building and it came with the yellow person, I can just put it in any of these spaces over here. And if I put the yellow one over here, all the other ones over here need to be yellow or either black, because the black is the Joker color. They don't belong to any color. So for example, if I have, let me just take quickly a red one and a black one just to visually explain you. So if I get the red building with the red little meeple, and I can put it over here because I already have a yellow one, but I can put it in a second row or a third row or fourth row, whichever row you want. And the black one can go with yellow ones or with the red ones, it really doesn't matter. And every second row gives you something. This one gives you extra actions that you can use to do different things, and this one just gives you 3 points once you filled it completely. And actions are like, for example, you can switch two places of two buildings, or you can like switch your building with one buildings from the main board and put it over here. All kinds of different things you can get. Like you can get on a display, there will be 3 of these cards. You can get a display of 5 and then pick from 5 and not from 3, stuff like that. And there's all kinds of different things that you can do, and I really like it. The game is really fun, and as you fill this as you fill this area, these 4 spaces, you will also get this little tiny boat. And these boats are really cool, because once you spend 2 or maybe 1 of them, you can get some stuff. You can get actions, or you can get, as I said, more of these to pick from, stuff like that, and you will use ship for those actions. And yeah, that's in essence how the game works. As I said, you can include events or don't have to. I think they're really fun. They like give this a little bit of randomness to the game. You don't know what to expect. Including these workers, these little meeples, right from the start, it really doesn't stretch out the gameplay or anything. It just setup is a little bit longer because you need to like put these workers next to buildings immediately, because then people immediately know when they pick up the building, will they get worker or not, and they're set in a different way. Yeah, overall, I like this game. When I did a preview for it, because usually when I do previews, I make certain that I read the rules before I get the game and that I would like the game. So I liked it then. I liked it even more now. It's a really, really fun game. I also have their game Micro City. This is like Micro Architects. It's a similar in a way that you are going around the city doing something. Over here you are actually building the city itself. And I like it. I like what they're doing. They have this like small box with a lot of going on. And this one is also like super cute. Like, I mean, these small buildings with these prints over here, I think this is like not the Kickstarter exclusive thing. I think this is what the games will look, the regular versions, but don't take my word for it. I'm not sure. I know this is a Kickstarter with everything, and yeah, it's a really, really fun game, combining everything. These end game scoring at the end of each round, scoring, building cards. I like that sometimes they will. I can't find right now some that are like that are the same, but let's say something like this. For example, in one round you need to have a red building and 3 buildings of different color but same color in one of those areas to be able to score 6 points. But maybe on a round that may be on round 1, and on round 2 you need to have exactly that but with yellow. So you can like make combinations and then just use those actions to switch some houses around, and you can like switch maybe just one house and make this happen. Take a yellow from somewhere and that red one from the previous round and just switch them up, and now you have this scoring. So watching out for those things, trying to manipulate your board so that same districts score points in the first and the second and the third round possibly. That's really fun and interesting. I really like that. And those boats trying to fill those areas so you can get boats to get extra actions, to get extra stuff going on. It's really interesting. And yeah, overall I think Micro Architects is really nice, fun little game of city building. Usually those games where you are building cities are like big and have lots of components, and I don't mind that, I like that. But sometimes you don't have maybe time for that, or maybe have a smaller table that you can play on, and this one really doesn't require all that much space. Because it's really nice little game. So definitely check out Micro Architect. I think it's a really fun and interesting game from Tistroy Games. So yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing, for spending time with me. Thank you for all your support. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe. It helps out channel a lot. You can also support me on Patreon. Anything I get over there, I just pour back into the channel, buying better equipment, all of that. So thank you all for considering, and until next time. Pozdrav!